Hey everybody, it's Erin here. So the rain looks like it might pop out again. There was a little sunny moment, so I came out. So I'm going to be doing your art channelings out here again because it's gorgeous. And I'm going to just do it in pen this week. So there's not going to be any color, but I'll explain to you what's coming through with regards to color. So this video, for those of you who are new, this video is for any of you watching who wish to tap into your own intuitive messages about the themes and growth edges for your week ahead. And this particular week is infused with the energetics of this Libra full moon that is going to be happening on Sunday the 28th of March 2021. Okay, so go ahead and tap into number 1, number 2, or number 3. Let me go ahead and write it down here. Okay. So just start to tap into one of those, and ideally just one. Okay. Essentially, these are weekly, kind of exercises to just engage your intuitive capacities and honing them naturally, Okay, beauty, so go ahead and tap into one. If you still haven't decided or tapped into one of the numbers, go ahead and put this video on pause. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start channeling number 1. In the meantime, go ahead and watch the view, and I'm just going to tap in here for a little bit. This is interesting. So I'm going to explain what I'm drawing when I'm done. Okay, beauty, so I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here. We're going to explain it. So for number 1, if you selected number 1, the stairs came through, okay? So there's stairs with a Harry Potter kind of closet underneath. So there's a storage unit underneath the stairs. There's 1, 2, 3 platforms, 3 stairs leading up. Now, it's leading up to a diving board. Okay, so these are like gripper handles. They're probably faced the wrong way, but that's the way they wanted to be drawn for whatever reason. So, but there's a diving board here. So there's 3 steps up, a storage unit under the stairs, a diving board with gripper bars. There's a cloud in the background with a door in it, replicating this door. This is a pool cue, and there's a basement underneath these stairs, okay, with a water heater, So the stairs are talking about taking steps upward towards some risk. That's what I'm getting here. So for this week ahead, for this very end of March, beginning of April, activated themes for this Libra full moon energetic cycle, which, by the way, for those of you who haven't watched it, definitely watch the Astrological Weekly, because there's a lot of information about Uranus and the number 8 degree, which is coming up replicated. The Sun, Chiron, and Venus are all at 8 degrees opposing the Moon at 8 degrees, with Uranus also at 8 degrees. So there's a lot to drink in there. I would recommend watching that. But there's something for you this week about maybe desiring to walk up and take that risk to dive into the unknown, or to at least dive from a high position where it might feel risky, but yet it's presenting for you here. Is there an opportunity showing up for you this week in order to take a dive into something? Now, this is, for me, the cupboard under the stairs can, we can evoke the Harry Potter narrative here. Is there a wizard inside of you that has been encapsulated, has been blocked, has been walled off, has been prevented and limited, has felt very oppressed by conditions or by your context? So there's something here about the wizard inside wanting to come out and take the risk and the dive. The basement underneath has a water heater, so there could be, it's like the heater's right underneath the door too. I'm just noticing that. So there's something here about, activating the passion, the fire, the desire, your true desire, the heated, true desire within you that's distinct to your own blueprint, that has been encapsulated. You've kept it willfully encapsulated, or the contexts have, but either way it's correct for your life story, right? And so the basement is holding the passion within. The risk is maybe calling now. You might feel called to take a risk. This is the dream, and the dream has the door, which the door is part of you. It's the inner self. It's your inner sanctum. It's the truth of who you are, everybody, okay? Now, the pool cue is talking about needing to hit the ball. You have to direct it. There's something that you're going to have to do to direct the ball, to direct your life forward, to navigate your path forward in a way that is aligned with your natural passions, desires, and blueprint. Okay, beauty? So that's what I have for you here. With regards to coloration, there was no distinct color that was speaking to me, actually. The naturalness, these are wood doors here, wood panel doors. So this is talking kind of about the naturalness of you, your nature, okay? So that's what that's talking about. Let's kind of tap into number 2. I'm going to stop right here for a minute. There might be more that wants to be drawn, but what I want to point out, everybody, about number 2, if you selected number 2, is that there's something for you to see this week. You have to pay attention. Being awake, mindful, present moment oriented is key. There's something for you to see, and it's about the flow of activity this week. There's something happening in your environment, maybe a pattern of something that's happening, but it's something in your context. There's something back and forth. There's something potentially, not necessarily that this form talks about instability, but there might be somebody in your environment that is back and forth, that there's no root of ethic, or there's no truth, that they're back and forth. They're floating between personalities, possibly for some of you. So there's this kind of back and forth in your environment that you're needing to see. You need to look at the reality of what is Is this externalized process of back and forth, wishy-washy here and there, I'm this, I'm that, I speak this way, but I do this? Is there something in your environment that is no longer resonant for your higher self? Because the truth of the matter is the externalized reality is a reflection of an aspect of your internal. So you're resonating with it. You're keeping it in your reality because it resonates for you in some way. Even though it might be toxic and unhealthy, you're keeping something that's wishy-washy, something that is not rooted, not clean, not clear, not rooted. You're keeping it in your reality for a reason. It's serving a purpose. It's either serving a purpose to keep you tied to an identification of self, or it's keeping you tied to that energetic to keep you stuck in a place where you are identified and not flowing in your evolution. So there could be someone in a lot of your reality where you're allowing yourself to be swayed by the context, by the person, by the thing that's happening in your reality. But you have to ask yourself, why are you allowing that to, why are you participating in that? Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through here. I will say, I do feel that this is complete, actually. This is like the most simple drawing I've done to date, but this feels correct. There's something here. This is a feminine eye. This is a feminine eye. There's something here about some of you, because not all of you watching are women. You're not all in a female body or identified as female. So, but there's something here about the quality set of feminine, the feminine. So it's either the role, what I get here from the lashes is part of the eye. There's something here about being the role of woman. Now for some of you, it's the role of wife, you know, something that you grew up believing you had to go with the flow of the husband, or you had to go with the flow of society, or you had to go with the flow of the family. Wake up. There's something here that needs to be woken up to. You're needing to see something. This arrow is pointing directly to the iris here. So there's something you're having to see correctly versus skewing what you're seeing through your own perspective lens. Okay? All right, beauties. That's what I have for number 2. Let's see what we have for number 3. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show it to you in a minute when I'm done. Ooh, it's getting cold, a little chilly. We had some warm days recently, but it's gotten chilly again. Okay, beauties, so if you selected number 3, let's talk about this one. So that's the image there, okay? There's a heart here. This is red. It's intended to be a red heart, but at the base of the heart form, it's melting. So the form itself is loosening up. Okay, so the heart is formed and clear up here, but it's melting at the base, and it's coming down to essentially the ground. where it is, you know, melting out, okay? And there's a reflection, obviously, as well. So here's the heart here, okay? So there's this reflection on the ground of the pool of the heart, okay? And then there's this sphere with a narrative in the middle. There's something here in the center of the, what I got from when I was pulling this out is that there's something big for a lot of you who selected 3 with regards to love. Now, this is either a distinct love relationship that you're in, or it's the narrative of love. So you desire love. You seek to have a love relationship. But essentially, though, when we're talking about issues or themes of love, we're talking about lovability, feeling loved. The seeking of love from another ultimately is the seeking of love of self, to self, that you are enough. And there's something here, this ball, this sphere represents you to me. This is what you're projecting love on, but it's starting to melt. It's starting to disintegrate. It's starting to drip out of its form. In other words, there's something about you this week that's starting to see and understand that it's all about you, because this thing in the center here is the love that you're seeking outside. This is antennas here. These are antennas up here coming out from you. You're emanating these waves out from yourself, seeking the love or projecting out onto another person, the love that you seek of self. There's something for you all this week that specifically is talking about you understanding that. There's some recognition here, okay? So there's something specific that you're going to understand. That the continuous looking for love out here is simply your seeking of love within, okay? Okay, beauties, so, oops, hopefully that's still recording there. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. The other thing that I want to say here, everybody, and I hope that this is still recording. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, good. The other thing that I want to say is that you're going to notice how small this to me is you, okay? This is the individual self that's having a recognition of itself this week. And you're going to notice kind of how small you are compared to this big other, the big other. So for you, the big other could be the spouse or the love relationship or God. The big other could be father or the boss. The big other could be other people. Keep in mind that, again, going back to the astrological analysis for this week, there's a lot of processing here because this is a full moon in Libra. There's a lot of processes of clarity naturally activated for this month ahead with regards to love. So I definitely ask you guys to look at that video. But there's something here about you being smaller compared to the other, and so you're projecting this inner seeking, the inner truth of what love really is. You're projecting it onto this big story of what the other is, but somehow it's disintegrating now. It's melting. You know, it's not. It's going to be like the tower. If you don't ultimately end up loving self, this is always going to melt away because this is still seeking itself. So, okay, beauties, I'm going to show you all of these together, looking at all of them together. Very interesting kind of narrative altogether. Let me look at it together. Taking a risk on the passion, seeing clearly, and recognizing your worth, your value, your lovability, your dynamic equilibrium, your worth as an individual as much worthy of love as the other. These are seemingly very disparate, and I'm not going to analyze it. I think that they are connected inherently by the themes of this week, but you know, these are your specific messages. Gosh, I hope that was helpful, everybody. For those of you interested in getting your own personalized art channeling, you can go to my website. And of course, the other kind of, let's say the bigger services are also on my website. So you can go to elscott.org to find the details. Much love, everybody. Let me put this down so you can see the river. Have a great week. Much love. Bye-bye.